Hello, I'm Coach Peters. I wanted to take a minute and talk to you real quick about track since I am the head track coach here at South. Normally, we would have had a meeting probably Monday or Tuesday of this week, but as my 6-year-olds have said, the snowpocalypse has kept us from school and given us another winter break. We haven't been able to do that, and we need to get that information out, and I need to get some information from you all prior to our first day of practice. So, real quick, going to make a short video about 8 to 10 minutes long, just explaining to you some things you need to know for track coming up, a quick general overview of what track is, and then that's about it. And then we'll talk real in depth about what the whole concept of track is on that first day that we have practice. Since eighth graders that are returning, this is your first year really of track as well. It's going to be a learning process for all of us this year. So real quick, want to start off with why should I do track? And if you wonder why I keep looking up to the corner, I have a screen above me where I've got my notes so I don't forget anything. Why track? Well, there's a lot of reasons why track. First, guys, it's fun. It's a good time. It's a competitive sport, but it's not that high intensity, somebody yelling at you constantly type like a basketball or football. We can go out, we can work hard, and it's just a different feel, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, two, name me something better to get you ready for other sports that works on building your strength as an athlete. You can't find one. So I know you may be a softball kid, a volleyball kid. Hey, coach my sports football. That's great. Football's in the fall. This is a good time to get in shape and get ready for those sports and still be productive for your school team and kind of build those bonds with other students and friendships that will last a lifetime. And you never know, you might find out your sport is track. Okay, next, it's a great injury prevention tool. Okay, especially those of you who are in club sports year round. We work the same muscle the same way all the time. It's going to break. Track is a good way to build that muscle in a different way with different repetitive motions that will give that muscle some strength training and at the same time give it a break to where it doesn't have the same repetitive motion that might eventually cause an issue. Okay. Next, and this is your all's big one for a lot of you, is you get out of school a lot. Okay. You're going to get out of school at least 6 times, probably 7 times. We have 8 meets. Out of those 6 to 7, we're out of school prior to 1:30. One of those, we're out of school at 12:45. So you're missing half a day of school to go run through 4 events. And be on the track all day. So it's a great thing if that's your big draw. We won't tell the other teachers that though. But yeah, I get it. Some of you want to get out of class. That's okay. As long as you're working hard, keeping your grades up, and you're competing hard on the track as well. Okay. Next, those of you that want to look to the next level, you're looking to high school, you're looking to college. One of the big things that a lot of people don't know when you get recruited, especially by a D2, D3 school, is they're going to ask you, did you run high school track? What did you do? Okay, and they're going to go talk to your track coaches too. So they're expecting that out of you. Why? It's a big strength builder that we just talked about. So those are some big reasons to go ahead and do track. Now, if you're like, Coach, I can't do track because I'm in a club sport, I'm in a traveling sport. Yeah, you can. We work with all of those. We've worked with all those since I took over 10 years ago. Okay, will I give you practices off for club sports? Maybe. We'll ask you to come for 10 minutes and then leave. We'll work around that specific schedule based on you and what we need to make you part of this team. So if you have a question on that, come talk to me, especially once you get those travel sports schedules and practices, and we'll work that out. Okay, next, when do we start? Okay, we start March 1st. Okay, March 1st is not next Monday. It's the Monday after. So we start real quick here, which is why we had to get this video out instead of a normal meeting. Okay, where are we at? On March 1st, we're in the gym at 2:45 or 3:45. We're not out of school an hour early. Okay, 3:45, you're in the gym, dressed out, ready to go. Okay, what we'll do then is we need to check paperwork before we let anybody practice. Then we'll go over a lot more of that in depth. What is track? What are we doing here? Okay, and things such of that nature. The big thing for March 1st, you have to show up with paperwork either already on file upstairs with Miss Allison or bring it with you to practice. What is the paperwork you need? Okay, you have to have a physical on file with the schools that is at least or under 2 years old. Okay. If it is 2 years and one day over, you got to go get a new one. Okay. Next, you must have a current health history file that is less than a year old. If it's over a year, we've got to get a new one. And this will be the one that snags a lot of us up because we go, oh, well, I got my physical 2 years ago prior to track starting, so I should be good. Well, no, because your health history card was done 2 years ago, and so it doesn't count. Okay, so we have to make sure that health card or that health form is done within a year. Next, you have to have proof of insurance. Parents have to have insurance for you in case anything happens. Okay, if you don't know what any of that paperwork is, come find me. Come find Coach Vickers. She's the girls' head track coach in our building. We'll get you the paperwork. It's in my office upstairs in the main office. They have several copies that they can send with you. If you're like, Coach, I can't get a physical prior to March 1st because my primary care doctor can't get me in for a month. Other options that we've heard around town is you can go to any of the urgent care facilities. You can go to a lot of chiropractors. You can call them. Big thing is call and ask. Okay, but you got to have it in before March 1st. Okay, before you can practice. Now, if you know you're getting one, let's say on March 3rd, show up on March 1st. You can set through practice and still hear all of our policies, procedures, what we're doing, what you got to do to dress out, that sort of stuff. Okay, so you know what's going on as soon as you're actually eligible to start practicing. Okay, daily needs. What do you got to have daily for us? Every day you got to come with a water bottle. When we get to Jung, there's one water fountain, and that's for our team of 60, 70, 80, 90 kids. North's team of the same size. East has a team of the same size, all using one water fountain. That doesn't work. So you've got to have your own water bottle. Okay. Next, you've got to have appropriate workout attire. That means workout clothing that fits school policy. Okay. Shorts are a must. We don't do leggings by themselves. Okay. Must have shorts, pants, long sleeves, short sleeves, jacket, hat, gloves. Okay. If it's over 35 degrees, we're going to go to Jung and work out. So you're going to want that daily warm clothes, the daily clothes for when it's hot. You need it all. Okay. Especially those of you that know me from cross country. If we can get out the doors, we're going out the doors and we're working outside. Okay. What else do you need to do? You need to make sure you have actual workout tennis shoes every single day. They do not have to be distance shoes that can run 400 miles in a month. They have to be good, solid shoes that you can run in and not get hurt. Okay. If you want to buy running spikes, especially sprinters, jumpers, that's fine, but you cannot wear those to practice every single day. If you work out in those every day, you're going to run into injury, especially shin splints, really fast. They're made for events and events only. The only time you wear them at practice is when you're working on starting blocks and when we're working on getting the correct step counts for jumps. Other than that, you will be in tennis shoes all the time. Okay? Other things that you need to know before we get to actually what is track on March 1st and a little bit tonight. Grades. You are a student athlete. Student athlete. Let that sink in, because what that means on our team is grades come first and always will come first. Okay? We will do extra grade running starting week 2. Okay? On week 2, we will have a Google sheet that goes out to all your teachers, and your teacher will record any C, D, F, or behavior issues they have in class. And for every C, you will have 100 yards of bear crawls. For every D, you will run up and down the Jung Stadium bleachers one time. For every F, you will run it twice. That's every Wednesday. We must be student athletes first. Without your grades, you cannot go to the next level, and that includes running or going and playing your next season, going to the high school and being successful, or hoping to move on from the high school to the next level. You must have good grades, and we will make sure that we work with you if it's an issue to get that done. If you need tutoring, if you need to stay at school one night and make up a test, we'll work around what your needs are for academics. You just have to communicate with us. But no going in, grades are our number one priority. Learning and being successful are number 2. winning is number 3. Okay, next, who makes our team? Everyone makes our team. It's not a cut sport for any of the buildings. All buildings will take any athlete that wants to show up and work out hard every single day and wants to keep their grades and their behavior up in the classroom. If you do those things, you're already on the team and you can stay on the team. Okay. The thing that must be kept in mind is we have 4 teams. Technically, we have a 7th grade girls, 7th grade boys, 8th grade girls, and an 8th grade boys team. Each team will normally consist of 18 to 30 athletes. When you look at a meet, there are roughly 18 events. Okay, I get to put 2 people in each of those events, and I can put 1 person in up to 4 different events. If we have 1 person that can go score in all 4 events, I have to put that person in all 4 events. So if I have 4 or 5 kids that are scoring in every event they do, they're going to eat up a lot of the space. And if we happen to have an extremely large group of, say, 7th grade boys, that's going to limit me on how many entries I can get in. Okay. So what I'm saying in a long-about way is I can guarantee you're on the team. I can't guarantee that you're going to go to 6, 7, or 8 meets. I maybe only can get you to 2 or 3 meets. Okay. Ways that we work around that. One is we ask you to change the field event that you're doing. If you're doing high jump and we have 8 high jumpers and you're number 7 and we only have 2 triple jumpers, maybe we ask you to go over to triple jump and do triple jump instead. Maybe that's how you get yourself in a meet. The other thing we'll do, especially with relays, if let's say the 4x2 is not scoring and is not ever going to come close to scoring, and 3 of the 4x2 people are already in 1, 2, 3 events every meet, we will take that 4x2, change it out, and put athletes that are not going to the meet and anything else, and we will make that our 4x2. So we will work our schedule as best we can to get everybody in at least 3, 4, 5 meets, but it's not something I can guarantee sitting here right now. Okay, so recap before we get into what is track. What do you need to know right now? We start March 1st, and we're going to start running on day 1. 2, what do you have to be able to do that? All your paperwork on file. Okay, physical, health card, and proof of insurance. If you played any sport in Joplin this year, you're probably okay, but we'll have to double check that through the office to make sure your physical wasn't too old or your health card wasn't too old. Okay, but you should be if you participated in the sport this year. You're probably all right. Okay, and then you just got to come out, ready to work, get dressed out right after school, mask on. We will keep mask on at all times when we're not working out. Show up to the gym. Once we get paperwork done, we'll get started. Okay. Real quickly, I've got one more thing I need to show you about what we call the Live the Dream list. And then I'm going to real quickly go over the track events with some video examples. And then I'm done, and I'll look forward to seeing you on March 1st. Let me get this set up real quick. Okay, we're going to start with what we call Live the Dream. We have what we like to call the Live the Dream list. And it simply means you're ready and you want to come out to track. Okay, that's the dream. The dream is to get out and compete and be part of our program. Okay, and all it is I need your name and some information so that I can go get your paperwork pulled. It gives me an idea of who's going to be on the team prior to day 1. Okay, so what I'm asking you to do is, since we can't meet in person right now and fill all this stuff out on old school pen and paper, I need you to copy this URL down. Okay, it'll take you to a Google form. On that Google form, I simply need last name, first name, grade, gender, and all these are separate individual questions. And then what school sports have you done this year? If you have not done any school sports this year and you're like, oh, but I did basketball, but it was a traveling team, that does not count because they won't have the school paperwork. You'll just select none. Fill that out, hit submit, and then that is automatically going to put you on the Live the Dream list, and we will start pulling your paperwork, planning on you showing up on March 1st, ready to go, and then that's one less issue that we have to deal with on day 1. Okay, so make sure, get this URL typed into your phone, on your Chromebook, whatever, and get that filled out real quick. Hey, if for some reason you can't get that done at home, we're probably going back to school, we hope Friday. We'll for sure be back in school on Monday. I'll have this out at both lunch shifts. I'll bring my computer out, and you can come over and fill it out on my computer at lunch too. Okay, so moving on real quick. I'm going to take a minute, maybe real quick. I want to take a minute and go over what are the events for track. Our first event is going to be hurdles. This is how every meet starts out. There's the girls 100 and the boys 100-meter hurdles. Okay, and it's the one you always see. We're just sprinting down the straightaway, jumping over the hurdles. And I make it sound easy, and these ladies make it look really easy. It's not, okay? But every meet starts out with the hurdles. We're always short on hurdlers. So if you're interested in being hurdles, if you're pretty quick and have good balance, notice I didn't say can jump really high. If you're quick and have great balance, this is a great event for you. Next is sprinting. Okay. Sprinting is what most of you will do. Sprinting events, this is the 100-meter dash. It's the one straightaway at a time. Okay, the other sprinting events for middle school track are the 200, half the track, 400, which is a full length around the track. So we have the 100, 200, and the 400. Next, we will move to our relays. Relays are where we run 4 people running the same distance each. Okay, in this example, we have the 4x1. It'll start with runners in blocks, and they have a metal baton in their hand. For the 4x1, each runner will run 100 meters, or 1/4 of the track. So the first leg is going to run the first turn. They're going to hand it off to the person in the front with a no-look handoff, which is what we do. We do a little better handoff than that, and they will run the back straightaway. You will hand it off to the third runner, which will run the next turn, and the fourth runner will take it at the end of the turn and run the final straightaway to finish the race. Other relays that we have are 4x2, which is each runner runs half the track, and the 4x4, which each runner runs 1 full lap. Those are the relays. Next, we have what I like to affectionately call the crazy family events, and that's distance, which most of you, all of you know by now, I'm the distance guy. Distance events for middle school are going to be the 800-meter or the half mile, which is 2 laps, or the mile, which is 4 laps around the track. Those are our only 2 distance events for middle school. Makes me kind of sad, but that's what we have for distance kids are the 800 and the mile. Next, you come tell me, Coach, I'm not a runner, but I'd like to do track. Okay, I get that. Not everybody's strong suit is running. Maybe your strong suit is jumping. The first 4 things we're going to go over, or the next 6 things we're going to go over, are what we call the field part of track and field. 4 of them are jumps, and 2 of them are throws. We're going to start with the horizontal jumps. If you're looking at doing just jumps, you'll have to do the sprint workout, okay? But then you'll spend the second half of your practice at your jump. So our first jump, horizontal jump, is going to be long jump, and it is what it sounds like. You're jumping for length. You're going to run, jump off that white board, and they're going to measure the distance from the board to the sand. The second horizontal jump is triple jump, which is a similar activity, but you're going to jump 3 times. And you see this orange cone here. The person that's going to jump 3 times will have to start their jump prior to that white line. And after that white line, they're going to hit the track 3 times, which is why they call it triple jump. And then they're going to land in the sand. From there, they're going to measure from that white mark to the back marker where they hit in the sand. We have very few triple jumpers. Coach Vickers is the triple jump coach for the district. She is very much wanting to see a lot more South kids out. So if you think you can handle the triple, definitely go to triple jump this year. Next, we're going to move to our vertical jumps. Our vertical jumps are going to be high jump, and they're going to be pole vault. High jump is going to be the one that you jump with your back to the ground, or what we call the Fallsbury flop. The high jump is also coached at the high school by Coach Peters, Miss Coach Peters. So if you see her around and you want to talk to her about high jump, she would love to talk to you as well about high jump. So that's high jump. Our next vertical jump is pole vault. Pole vault is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to take a pole, and they're going to teach you to run down the runway, plant it in the box, and jump over the bar. Interesting facts that some of you may not know. Mr. Plyler, our assistant principal, used to be the head high school track coach, and he was the head high school pole vault coach for that time as well, and he knows a lot about it. So if you ever want to talk pole vault, he would love to talk pole vault with you. Next, coach, I'm not a runner. I'm not a jumper. I like to throw things. Okay, well, if you like to throw things, we have shot and we have disc. Our first example is going to be shot. Okay, shot put is going to take a 6-pound ball for the girls, an 8-pound ball for the boys, and you are going to what we call put it out as far as you can. This is a power stance. Okay, and notice it's not an overhand throw, it's more of a push. Okay. Okay. We also want to encourage people that are like, Coach, I'm just really, really tall, but I'm not a good jumper. I'm not a good runner. Height is very beneficial in shot and in disc because of the amount of time that the implement stays in your hand and you get more force behind it. Okay, so you don't have to be a big, super strong person to be able to go do shot or disc. Finally, we will finish up with disc. Disc is the one that you've seen on several movies and different things, is where they're spinning and throwing the UFO looking thing really, really far. I love watching this video. She has extremely good form, and it's really fun to watch. Okay, and that's disc. All right, so that is all the events of track and field. One more time, I wanted to touch on this. Live the dream list. If you'll make sure to get on sometime between now and preferably Monday or Tuesday next week, get your name and your information on this list for us. Okay, so we can go ahead and start pulling your paperwork out. And if you don't have your paperwork, but your name's on there, we can start getting contact with you one-on-one and try to figure out what we need to do to get your paperwork. All right, so that's track and field. If you have any questions, find me some point during the next week and a half. Go find Coach Vickers if you know who Coach Vickers is. She'll talk to you. She knows everything that I know. She's been now the girls coach, I think, for 4 years, so super knowledgeable. The other coach, we have 3 coaches at South. Coach Shaw is our other coach that helps with both programs. He is at the high school this year, has been there now for a couple of years. Okay, he will be working mainly throws during the day, but he will start the day out with us at South. So those are our coaches. There's more to dig into as far as daily procedures and how the track runs and how we work with other schools, stuff like that. But that's the stuff we need to know for now. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I look forward to seeing you on March 1st. We're ready for a good track season.